the main thing, okay,
Okay.
you have to know how much school costs.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like you have to know how much it costs.
Right.
Okay, I can ask you, where do you plan on going to school? A
Hmm.
student will name 500 different schools.
Right.
Maybe not, maybe five, you know? But you're so quick to say the name. I need you to know just as quick how much it costs you.
Malik's First Job Podcast, here to answer any questions that y'all ask. Financial literacy and resources. Parents and young people becoming bosses. CEOs, future leaders, entrepreneurs. Conferences and boardrooms getting sponsors secured. If you want generational wealth, Brooklyn's own Kerwin Phillip with information to help. Malik's First Job Podcast. Malik's Podcast. Brooklyn's own Kerwin Phillip. Kerwin Phillip. Malik's First Job Podcast. Podcast. Brooklyn's own Kerwin Phillip. Generational wealth.
Greetings, everyone. How you doing? This is Kerwin Phillip here with another episode of the Malik's First Job Podcast. And we have a great guest today. We want to introduce her. Let me read her bio. I want to make sure I get everything correct. We have Miss Shedlys Casseus Parnther, and she is the founder of the CC&C Consulting Group and the Scholarship Plug Center located in the city of Lauderhill, Florida. She is an award-winning college and scholarship advisor, producer, and author. She is also the proud recipient of the Broward County proclamation that officially claimed July 25th as the Scholarship Plug Day. Shedlys is dedicated to helping students and families realize that a quality college education is attainable despite the stigma it gets around affordability. Shedlys encourages students to apply to as many scholarships as possible through her 100 Scholarship Challenge. Commonly known as the Scholarship Plug, her program brings awareness to students, parents, and educators about available scholarships, student programs, job and career opportunities, college entrance exams, important deadlines, community events, and more. She does this work through social media, community workshops, advisor training, and by her book, How to Apply for Scholarships in 5 Easy Steps. Her Scholarship Center welcomes all students and families to obtain assistance with the college application and financial aid process. The Scholarship Plug has garnered major support from people across the country. Look out for a Scholarship Plug Center near you very soon. So again, we want to welcome Ms. Shedlys Casseus Parnther to our podcast today. How you doing, ma'am?
Thank you. I'm well. I've never had anybody read my bio so like it felt so complete. Like you went and took your time to make sure everyone heard every from now on. That's
This
how I
is
want my bio to be read.
okay. Okay,
Be
we'll
slow
send
about
an
it.
instructions.
Just joking. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So I know I just read your bio, but give us some more background on yourself. You know how you got started in this endeavor, as far as helping kids with scholarships and everything else you want us to know about you.
Thank you. Well, I have so many different reasons, but I kind of just fell into it. And you
Okay.
always hear motivational speakers and business entrepreneurs and all that say, do something that you love and you'll never work a day of your life. Well,
True.
I did scholarship presentations for free. I was a college advisor. I'm a school counselor by trade. So I'm licensed to or certified to practice as a school counselor in the state of Florida. So
Okay.
I have been around students and advised students for years since 2005. So I've been in this circle. I've been in the
Okay.
college planning circle. I've been in the business of education, student success. I just love you. Have no. There's no better career. Like, to be able to be in a position to really change the trajectory of a student's life,
Right.
it's like, oh my gosh, like you have to take it seriously. Like, it
Right.
just happened. And one of the there's so much to college planning
Right.
that my specialty became financial aid and scholarships, literally. So I would be the one that everybody would call, like adults, colleagues, students, faculty, community. Like, I just happened to love that area. And not to mention, I did work in financial aid at a college prior to that. So I had that
Okay.
experience, but I loved it. I really did. Like, who wouldn't love to help students get money to pay to fund their education?
Right.
So it fell into place. That's how it happened. Really.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and then my kids called me the scholarship plug. So I said, I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. Okay. Now, how long have you been doing this work?
It's over 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I was a young, I'm not telling my age, but
Okay.
I did it I started fairly young. So I was able to relate to students and their journey. And, I went to college, and I had children, and they went to college. They're still in college, So I'm able to relate on all levels, from an educational standpoint, from a parent standpoint, from a student standpoint. So I think that gave me kind of like an advantage.
Okay.
That I can tell, be able to relate to the students so that I can help motivate them to fund their dreams.
Okay. So that's one of the big things that comes up in conversation about, going to like the next level of education beyond high school, college, and that's being able to afford the cost of it. And I guess in the niche in which you're in is scholarships. So what are some of the ways, I guess, people can prepare? I guess let me go back. So I know your book is about, what is it, the book is called again? It's the 5.
How to apply for scholarships in 5 easy steps. See?
Okay. All right. Great. See the book right there that she's holding up.
Is it glitchy? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think with the background on your Zoom on the feed, it's kind of giving it.
Oh, do you want me to remove the background?
You can, so that people can see the cover clearly.
Okay. Oh boy. That means you get to see my background. Hold on. All up in my business. Hold on. Let's see. All right, let's see. Let's change the virtual background. Okay, how about now?
All right, now hold the book up. Let's see it. Now that's better. They can see it better now.
Better?
Yeah, so bring it over a little bit so we can see the full cover. There you go.
Lord, see? Now you have everything.
I could probably edit something in. I could probably put it in there that people be able to see it.
See that? So. See that? Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So tell us about the book.
Well, okay. So everybody wants scholarships. Everybody, you hear the word scholarships and it's thrown around like it's like easy as it sounds.
Right.
And it's true. It's not true. So in the book, I pretty much break it down as to what you need to prepare, the mindset you need to be in, and really how to execute to actually win scholarships for college. It just doesn't happen.
Wow. Okay.
So just like parents, educators, they're like, you can get scholarships for that. Oh, you have a 3.0, you can get a scholarship for that. It's not that easy.
Okay.
Yes, it's a good goal to have, but it's important to also prepare and be in the right mindset and have the correct information in order to be successful in a scholarship process.
Okay. So what are some of the tips that you give as far as getting started within that process to, I guess, for applying for school and even pursuing scholarships to pay for school?
Well, a few of the tips, and I'm not gonna spill all the tea because I want you guys to
Right.
go get the book.
Of
But
course, of course.
the first thing is really, honestly, scholarships are not created equal.
Okay.
Right? That's the first thing you need to know. They're not created equal, so they're going to require different things. However, there's some fundamental things that you should have and know about your academics or supporting information before you start the process. So a lot of the things that I mentioned is, for example, you would be surprised as to how many students, parents, uh, or that don't know or haven't ever seen a transcript.
Okay.
But yet you're going to apply and send off your transcript without even seeing it and then be evaluated based off of your transcript. First
Right.
of all, get an assessment of where you are, make sure the information on your record is correct.
Okay.
A lot of students think the word official transcript is like exclusive to the schools. It's not. An official transcript just means that it hasn't been opened and it's an actual official document. But that doesn't mean that you cannot open a transcript
Right.
to make
Okay.
sure that what you have is correct.
Right. Right. So I guess you can always order like an extra copy for yourself, just to review, or even request unofficial transcripts that'll be
Exactly.
unsealed for you to kind of take a look to make sure that everything on there is accurate and correct.
Exactly. So many times we're missing credits on there. So many times there's the wrong race. So many times there's the wrong address, but then you're applying for a scholarship that's in that address, that you have to qualify for. So,
Right.
just looking over your credit academic history is very important.
Right. Right. So what else would you recommend on top of going through your transcripts?
Um, the main thing, okay,
Okay.
you have to know how much school costs.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's like you have to know how much it costs.
Right.
Okay, I can ask you, where do you plan on going to school? A
Hmm.
student will name 500 different schools.
Right.
Maybe not, maybe five, you know? But you're so quick to say the name. I need you to know just as quick how much it costs you.
Right.
So now
Right.
you have an idea of how much scholarship money that you're going to have to aim for.
True.
We need a number.
Right.
And I recommend the cost to attend that college. And I mean costs. I mean like tuition, fees, books, even if you already know that your tuition is covered,
Right.
all those costs. If you're going out of state, we need those costs to travel. It's going to cost you to get there,
Right.
come back during the break, come back during spring break. We need a budget for
Okay.
all that. So how much money do you need? And then we're going to multiply it by 4 because you may
4 years.
say 4 years and
Right.
then you may continue. So this journey doesn't stop. Okay, until we're done with school for real, because the goal is for you to graduate. So knowing your cost
Uh-huh.
is a big deal for me. This is just my opinion based off of my experience.
Right.
Once you mentally have it in your head, okay, but then at the same time, I have to coach you to believe that don't be afraid of that number. That's a goal.
Hmm.
Most students don't pay the full price to go to school. But
Right.
in your head, I need you to know if the school costs $60,000 a year, we
Right.
need 240,000. How are we going to get it? If we get a $10,000 scholarship, we need to make sure it's renewable.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If you're getting $1,000 and it's not renewable, okay, how are we going to handle that next year? Here
Right.
are your options. You know what I mean? So all of that is important. with the planning for this process.
Right. Now, what are your thoughts on, I know like some of the bigger schools are a little bit more expensive, right? Now, what's your thoughts on perhaps a student trying to attend like a smaller school or even a community college to kind of cut costs in lieu of if they can't get the scholarship funds for education? How do you feel about going to a smaller school?
You know what I feel about that? It has to be a good fit.
Okay.
I also do I love this job. So I also do counselor trainings. And one of the things that I train counselors, advisors, educators, don't you dare assume that a community college is a good fit for your student.
Okay.
You can't do that. Sometimes the cost is not associated with their success.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, just because something's lower in cost doesn't mean it's a better fit. Just like free may not be free and it may not be a good fit. You know what I mean? Like, no, it depends on the student. If you have a student that is not driven, okay, they know they want to go to college, but they're not doing the right steps, or they don't know what they want to do. That doesn't mean that community college is going to position them to know what to do. That student is going to quit the second semester, if not the first semester. They'll get there because the costs are low, but that doesn't mean they're going to stay. That's why the ratings, the percentage of the graduation rate at a community college is so low. It's not a good fit for everyone. I've had valedictorians, well, not valedictorians, but salutatorians that told me, I'm not going here. I don't care what everybody thinks about my GPA, my accomplishment. No. Miami-Dade offered me this. I'm used to this area. My family is here, like, serious deal. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. That's a good fit for you. That's okay. Let's start there. Paid for as a matter of fact, they paid her. She's living she lived her best life those 2 years. Why? Because they paid her. It's like she didn't even have to work. She made more going to school than working a job because she chose that path. She was in honors. Imagine a salutatorian. So not only is everything paid for, she received FAFSA, right? Pell Grant. Okay, so then you're getting that. Then your honors material, they're going to cater to you, honey.
Right.
Okay, so it's a good fit. It depends on the student and what their priorities are.
Okay.
So it depends. I can't even answer that. It depends. I'd have to talk to the student.
Everybody's different. Everyone is different.
Everybody's different.
Right.
Long story short. Or short answer to a long answer to a short question.
Right. Today is a great day to start your own podcast. Whether you're looking for a new marketing channel, have a message you want to share with the world, or just think it would be fun to have your own talk show, podcasting is an easy, inexpensive, and fun way to expand your reach online. Buzzsprout is hands down the easiest and best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. Your show can be online and listed in all the major podcast directories like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google products, and more within minutes of finishing your recording. Podcasting isn't hard when you have the right partners, and the team at Buzzsprout is passionate about helping you succeed. Join over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world. Let's create something together. Follow the link in the show notes and let Buzzsprout know that we sent you. And that'll get you a $20 Amazon gift card if you sign up for a paid plan and help support our show. Thank you very much, and let's be great podcasting together. Peace.
For us, it's all about quality and community. That's why we take the best quality local beans and turn them into the best quality coffee that Richmond has to offer. This ain't Maxwell's house. It's Urban Haynes Suite. So come spend some quality time. It's sweet.
Visit the Urban Hang Suite, located at 304 East Broad Street in Richmond, Virginia. Or give us a call, 804-325-9089. You can also visit us online at urbanhangsuiterva.com.
So what are some of the best places to look for scholarships?
Okay, here's another situation where you cannot say that. You can't give one channel because scholarships are, there's so many different ones. As a matter of fact, if you go seeking for them, it could be overwhelming because there's so many different avenues. But what I say, you have to be strategic in this process. Okay. So you step one, you determine, first of all, you have to determine the colleges that are in your in your plan. So those colleges, the first step is to figure out what they're offering, because you're considering going there. Mm-hmm. So having an idea of their merit-based aid and then their financial need-based aid, you start there to solidify that money, because you plan on going there. So we need to solidify that. Then, of course, you complete your financial aid so that you can qualify for other scholarships that require the FAFSA. Okay. And how do you do that? Now you're working inside out. I would check with your school district next. Find out who's won what. How do you do that? And I'm giving you all the nuggets now. How do you do that? You look up. I would even encourage students to look into their past senior award ceremony. Okay. What did last year's students win? Because more than likely, they'll come back and award the next class. Okay. So all those things are things that you should consider versus going online and doing all these searches, and then you're going to overwhelm yourself. Right. Okay. So start there. Start with the schools. Start with your school, then your school district, and then your school. That's where you start. Right. So I guess with your guidance counselors and your advisors should have some tips and some guidance on what scholarships people applied to before, and be able to give you some advice on what to apply to now. Absolutely. I would get calls all the time. Hey, we have a scholarship. A local business wants to give $1,000. 1 year. God bless her soul. Her name is Zoe Forster. Oh my goodness. When I tell you, she just had money sitting, and she was like, she wants me. It's usually the school counselor or the advisor or a particular department that's handling this, because nobody else is going to take it on, because it's a lot of work to manage the scholarship programs. So literally had $30,000, said, okay, pick the kids. Mm-hmm. Schools, districts, the schools don't have time. Pick the kids, come up with a process, have them apply, award it. That's it. How would we know who to pick if you don't come in or reach out? You know, those
Yeah.
students that are in the rotation all the time in the classes or in the office, those are the ones that come up first. So
Right.
always tap into, don't think you can do this process by yourself. Tap into the resources at the school.
Right. Right. Now, what about? I know we're speaking about, I guess, the high school before you attend college, but what about after you're in school? Are there opportunities to pursue scholarships once you're in college?
As a matter of fact, people are getting hip to the game, not
Okay.
only because my company not only supports students that are in high school, even
Mm-hmm.
middle school, we encourage local businesses to create scholarship programs for students to apply to.
Okay.
So now I'm in a position to say, look, we not only need to get them to school, but we need to keep them in school. So
Right.
now companies more than ever, foundations more than ever are adding components for existing undergrad students.
Right.
So you'll find scholarship programs for undergraduate students. So the answer is yes, absolutely. I manage a group of students now
Okay.
that I just plug them with scholarships. You know, you get a feature every week.
Right. Right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, now, how early should students start looking? I guess looking for scholarships. Is
As
there
soon
like
as they
a
can. Sorry, go ahead.
now? Say, is there like a starting point? Like a should they start freshman year before high school? What are some best practices?
As soon as they can repeat the word scholarship,
Okay.
they can do it. They
Wow.
can start planning. If you
Okay.
can say scholarship,
Uh huh.
you can do it.
Okay.
There's
So,
scholarships that start from kindergarten.
oh wow. Wow.
Yeah. Kindergarten, third grade, fourth grade. Although they won't be labeled as scholarships. Some of them are. Some of them they'll say scholarships, but they'll be categorized as contests. You know,
Okay.
like essay contests, art contests. You know, those type of programs. Those are the things that you want to get them started. Start winning. Start losing early.
Okay.
You know, so now you're conditioned. Okay, I know that I can't only do one of these because I may not get this one, so now I'm gonna go and do another. So you start conditioning them from the process early.
Okay. Okay. Wow. So as early as kindergarten.
Yes,
That's amazing. That's
yes, so
amazing.
that when you ask them, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to do this, because they'll always have an answer of what they want to do. And
Right.
now I need you to say, and I'm going to go to college on a scholarship.
Mm.
You may not understand that fully, but just
Right.
say it.
Right. Right.
You know, just start them early,
Yeah.
as early as they can say the word.
Right. Now, how often have you seen where a student who thought they wouldn't be able to obtain a certain scholarship, but they went ahead and applied and still got it? Because
Oh,
I know I've seen situations where I know, like part of my alumni club, there was one year where we had a scholarship fund for kids going to Morgan State, and no one applied to it. You know, and
you didn't
just so
send it to
happened
me.
that say it again.
You didn't send it to me. Send it to
This was
me.
years ago. This was
Oh,
years ago,
send it to me. I want to
and
see if they don't apply.
there was like the first person who applied ended up getting it because no one else applied for it. You know,
Right.
how often do you see that happen?
Well, ever since I created this program,
Hmm.
as a matter of fact, that's not true. Even before that, because always had one of the things that I like to do is keep hold of the students that I associate with, because
Okay.
they need to know what's going on.
Right.
You know, so they're trained. When you see a scholarship that's a good fit for you, they do it. You
Okay.
know, they'll do it. So, but that's not uncommon for us to get a call. and say,
Right.
hey, this scholarship is available. We only have one applicant. Can you share this? We're about to extend the deadline.
Right.
That's not uncommon, but it's a shame.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely, don't count yourself out, or just, if you see something, apply for it. You never know.
You never
You may end up
know.
getting it. You may end up getting it.
You
Right.
never know.
Right. So for people who want to get more information about your book and your program, how can they get in contact with you?
Oh, please. I would be honored. Please contact me. Actually, you can visit us on our website at scholarshipplug.com. You can Google Scholarship Plug. You can go on Instagram. We're on all social media. We just share scholarships. We share scholarships every day. Every day. Maybe on a Sunday, we'll take a break, but
Okay.
we usually post all the time. We're sharing information all the time. Guys, there's so much money out there. It is unacceptable for students, any high school student, even if you're of college age, but you haven't gone, it's
Hmm.
unacceptable for you to think that you can't do it,
Right.
that you can't go to college. There's so much going on out there,
Right.
that, oh, you don't have to go to college. Oh, I made this much money online. I didn't even need to go to college. Okay, that worked for them.
Right.
It may be and even if it works for you, why not use college as a platform to make more money? Okay, there's a way to work this. There's a way, especially those students who are entrepreneurs.
Right.
There's no better platform than being in a college,
Now, why do you say that?
because you have a captive audience. You have a
Okay.
captive market right there. It doesn't matter. Name a industry, name it, because you can always make it work at a college, even if it's an industry that is unrelated, which I doubt, because if
Right.
it's sports, most students like sports.
True.
If you don't, you'll find the sports lovers. And if what is it, healthcare? Are you selling health supplies? Trust me, there's faculty there that can plug you in. Okay, they
Right.
can make it work. They'll support your business. You look good for them. So it's a relationship. College is
Right.
a relationship. It's a relationship builder. It's a character builder. It develops your thoughts, your you as a whole.
Right.
Students should go to college, and there's different colleges out there for everyone. There's over 4,000 different colleges in the United States. You're trying to tell me that you can't find one?
Right.
There's college for trade schools. There's colleges for a 2-year schools. There's colleges that last 12 years.
Hmm.
But you should continue your education and keep feeding into yourself. Now, paying for it,
Right.
that's where we're talking. Now we're talking.
Right.
Don't go crazy and go take out these loans now. All types of loans to pay for an education that you have no idea how it's going to matriculate into the growth of your career or your
Right.
life. Let's make sense. There's so much to this process
Right.
that it has to be taken seriously. So definitely I encourage all students, parents. Can I say something else?
Yes, ma'am.
You can cut me off anytime.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
You can cut me off, but I have to say something to the parents, because these are very hard times. Very hard times.
Hmm.
We are losing people. Where people are losing their jobs, losing their lives. Um, some are sick. There's so much going on.
Right.
But as parents, it's our job. It's our job to make sure that we're providing all the necessary avenues. Even if those kids are hard headed, even if they have an attitude, okay, It doesn't, that's none of your business. We have to separate business and pleasure.
Right.
Okay? Because once it's like, oh, they want to do what they want to do. We don't want to enable them. I didn't need help when I was applying for school. No, it's different. It's totally different. So we need to get them there. Once they get there, they'll be fine.
Right.
So we need to get them there too. Even if they're not motivated, find whatever it takes to give them that opportunity.
Right.
To go. So if anybody needs help with that, contact me. I'm happy to talk to students. I'm happy to talk to families, that's what I've done. That's what I do. So I encourage it. And thank you for allowing me to share that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing it. I'm sure there's a lot of people who need to hear that. Right. So, but again, thank you for joining us on our podcast. Thank you for the information that you shared with us today. Again, if you want to get in contact with Shedly, the website is scrolling across the bottom. You can also follow her on Instagram. Scholarship Money for Students. It's Scholarship Money for Students. Follow her on Instagram. Tell her that we sent you, and definitely get plugged into the scholarships, because there's a lot of free money out there waiting for you to apply for it. Right.
That's right.
All right. So thanks again, and we'll see you all on the next episode. Peace. Malik's First Job, Financial Principles for Teens, is an excellent resource to get your children started on understanding the basics of financial literacy. This book, which is set in Brownsville, Brooklyn, about a young man who gets his first job and then shortly thereafter sits down with his dad to learn how to manage his money. There are several topics that are covered within this work, such as paying yourself first, disciplining your spending, knowing the difference between an asset and a liability, creating multiple sources of income, as well as the importance of being charitable. So again, if you want to get your children started on understanding finance and becoming responsible adults, we highly recommend that you purchase the book, Malik's First Job, Financial Principles for Teens. So please visit maliksfirstjob.com to get more information. Peace.
Generational wealth.